Let's start again. What passport do you have?
I have a Russian one.
And you?
Kazakhstan.
Passport of Kazakhstan.
Yes.
Are you a citizen of Kazakhstan?
Kazakhstan.
Are you a citizen of Russia? Both of you are natives of Kazakhstan.
No, I live nearby.
Where?
In Orenburg.
In Orenburg. Uh-huh. Mom, dad, Kazakhs?
Yes, Kazakhs.
Kazakhs.
Same for me.
Same. Got it. Mobilized?
No, I signed myself.
Signed a contract, yeah?
Yes.
And you? Did you know where you were going?
Not really.
Well, let's start with you then. Do you know the difference like this? Expectation, reality.
Yes.
Expectation?
Well, I thought I'd go sign the contract, get money. I thought I'd stay serving in the unit or somewhere near the unit. I thought I'd be... Well, I arrived...
Didn't they tell you that this contract is for going to war?
No. So when I was at the military enlistment office, a young guy was sitting opposite me, also filling out documents. He says, "Where do you want?" I say, "I don't know." He says, "Will you go with me?" I say, "Yes, I'll go, but where will we be?" He said, "In the Rostov region." "And what will we do?" He says that they will spread us across the Rostov region. We will guard, and that's it. I say, "Yes, of course I'll go." But in reality, after signing the contract, they took me to a trading point near Rostov, and from there they took me to Lugansk. Well, near Lugansk, we spent about a week there, and then they took us, my squad. They took us. They brought us to the forest belt, we stayed there for a while, and from there they took us, said to storm the forest belt, enter occupied positions and dig in. Well, we had just arrived, they dropped us off, we entered the forest belt and drones are already met us.
Listen, well, a good story, yes, about how you supposedly wanted to serve her. And, weren't you briefed that, you are not a citizen of the Russian Federation at all?
They say they would make citizenship.
So that's all?
After signing the contract, yes, in addition to payments, they make citizenship.
They will do everything for you, just go and serve?
Yes.
You think you're such a valuable warrior, right?
Yes, I thought so.
You thought so?
There are many like us, yes, who thought, who wanted, but in reality it turns out that they go into such conditions from which they barely got out. I was just lucky. And like the guys I'm with here, I talked, was interested. They had such situation from which to get out. I think I couldn't, because tanks and drones worked on them. That is, they came and just shoot them instantly, just throw them into the meat.
Are they smarter than Russians, or does it seem to me? Well, yes. You just state more or less, despite speech defects, quite sound thoughts. You didn't understand that there is a war going on.
Well, here I finally realized it.
Ah, so you knew, but here you understood the scale.
Before that, I had a completely different perception of war.
What was the perception?
Like in the movies, everything will be so cool, everything will be fine, no one will touch us, we will have protection, we will have good weapons and equipment.
Just kill.
Yes, you can say that.
Why kill Ukrainians then? What did we do to you?
I didn't want to kill extra.
Extra?
Personally.
Ah, personally.
Yes, I didn't strive for that, I didn't want to.
So how should it look then? You have everything cool, protection, everything is great, and at the same time someone kills Ukrainians, but not you. What was supposed to be your role in this war then?
I don't know, but initially when I came, they told me I would guard a certain territory. Because when I was talking, I say that I was in Kazakhstan on conscript service. I served guarding an institution that is for as former soldier. They say that's great and ask if I know the duties of a sentry on a tower. Do you know that? I say yes, I know.
So now let's rewind. You still knew when you signed the contract where you were going?
They told me...
Where you will go?
No, they told me that I would go to the Rostov region and we will spread you somewhere near Rostov.
We will spread you, yes.
Well, like, our unit will be spread across the Rostov region, and we will guard. Only what to guard and how, they didn't tell us. They just say there would be guarding.
What did you do in general? What job did you have?
I worked. My last job was in a warehouse. I worked in the store.
Is what? Warehouseman?
Yes, a warehouseman.
Or loader?
No, I worked as a warehouseman.
Did they pay badly?
No, normal.
Good, and they promised you some payments for signing the contract.
Payments, yes.
Payments. One-time
Yes.
payments.
Well, yeah, there was a one-time payment, and the initial one comes from this, how... Duma, or what is it called? Well, from the region insured payments, and then the one-time payment comes.
You see, Vlad, what problem we had with you. All these payments are promised to those who go to the so-called SVO. In our case, as in the whole world, it's called war. And you knew that they would pay you, but at the same time you didn't know that they were sending you to war. How can this be?
Well, I thought they were sending me to guard something, and they told me at the military office. But they sent me to the training point. We walked there. I didn't get into Resbat, I got into an assault squad.
Like almost everyone.
No, we had exactly an assault unit and reserved Resbat. They didn't do anything, Resbat. They are in
This
the
is the
battalion.
discipline of military battalions.
Resbat. Resbat.
Either...
Resbat.
What?
Resbat.
Resbat.
Resbat was with us. They didn't really do anything, and I didn't see them running with us.
Doesn't matter. Their turn has come, believe me.
Here we are, specifically the assault unit. Here we run to the training ground on foot. From the training ground on foot, and at the training ground we run with an empty machine gun. They just showed me what to do. Our training was so-so. Not high quality. Compare it to how Ukrainians move. We're completely behind. We have no coordinations. We have nothing.
Well, there are 10 times fewer with us, so we have to find a way to win.
I can't say anything about the quantity because I don't know that. But in terms of training
Just look at
specifically...
the size of the army. Well, okay, yes, about training.
No. Your training is better.
We need to
The guys...
win by something.
The guys, when they were captured, moved well. They worked in pairs. They walked in twos, walked in pairs. I didn't have that at the training ground. They showed me this when I arrived in Lugansk or somewhere near Lugansk. They didn't really show us anything there. I just saw out of the corner of my eye how they showed others. How to work correctly, how to walk, how to not
I
walk.
see you regret that they didn't teach you how to kill well.
No, why? On the contrary, because I was not in the war for long and ended up here because I'm alive and healthy and unharmed.
Except for the teeth, but you lost them in childhood.
Well, yes. And my soul is clean, my conscience. I didn't kill anyone, didn't blow up anyone, didn't do anything.
So you still didn't want to kill anyone?
No. I think...
Tell me...
I don't know how it would have been in reality.
Tell me how it all was in general. Well, they taught you something and then...
Our first combat mission was, we left. They told us our artillery would work.
How old are you full years?
23 was.
23 was. You?
22 full.
22. Well, come on, tell me further.
Well, they said we would go on a mission. We were supposed to drive through a minefield. They told us artillery would work. It will clear the minefield. In the end, we drove. A Motoliga was driving in front. We were driving behind it. But then it turned out that the Motoliga passed, but we couldn't pass. And we went around through the minefield. We had a lot of this... There were a lot of mines, everything was lying there, artillery didn't work. And while we were reaching the Motoliga, as soon as we found it, approaching the Motoliga, a bird worked on it again. there was such a sound, a shot. We thought the guys were dead. The guys are dead. But as it turned out, we then retreated back. In the evening, out of 5 people, 2 returned from the Matoliga. Well, they survived. Then they were taken away. Evacuation took 3, and 2 they came themselves, because they were more or less normal. As if they had no visible injuries, they came themselves. They say they were blown up. They barely got out. They say the guys were most likely taken later, and they came themselves. Well, that's all.
Why are you shaking like that?
The next day.
Calm down. Wait, stop. You're worried or are you cold?
Cold.
Come on, tell me further already.
Well, that's all. Now they were sent, we went to sleep. We got up in the morning, we walked around, and closer to evening they gathered us. They say that we 8 people are going on a mission. This will be our 2nd trip already. But we asked to leave in the morning, but they didn't send us in the morning. They said to go at night. So we left at night. We only left somewhere at 5 in the evening, and at 7 I was already in captivity.
How much time in total did you fight there?
On the territory of Ukraine?
Yes.
2 days or 3 days.
2 or 3, yes.
We drove around, that is, I arrived and
How
immediately
did you get
got
captured?
I'm very happy about it. Well, how? They started bombing us. I didn't know what to do. While the guys were alive, I did what they said. We could run, hide and sit, help pick up comrades, bandage what was needed, get the victim and something else. And then, when the forces died down, I didn't know what to do. I just dropped everything and ran away.
And what about the others?
I don't know.
Were they killed?
Well, 2 were definitely killed, and the rest I don't know. Because after a short time of bombing, no one was responding to anything. And because of that, I didn't know what to do. I dropped everything and ran away. I ran into the forest belt where the Ukrainians were.
You ran yourself?
No, through a drone.
The drone lead you out?
Yes, the drone lead me.
How did you understand that you need to follow the drone?
When I was running, a drone was flying at me, and it was flashing green. There was another drone, well, enemy. Instead, it had shells. That one was without shells.
So this is also an enemy from your side, it turns out. Only without shells. Flashing green, you understood that you need to follow
Yes, I
it.
thought it was ours. And if I follow it into the forest belt, I came right to the Ukrainians, it turns out.
So, and what do you say to them? Good evening.
No. It turns out when I ran into the forest belt, I sat and waited. Then I hear on the radio they say, spring, 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 call sign. My instructor had the call sign spring. He was with us just then. I ran to the sound, and I ran to the guys. Yes, to your guys. Here they took me prisoner.
Did you run with a weapon?
No, I had nothing.
You already had nothing.
I left everything, yes.
You ran out to our guys, what do they say to you? Glory to Ukraine?
They don't say anything. I ran out, guys, friendly. I ran up to them and they said, where are you from? I say I was there, came under fire. They knocked me down, tied me up and took me away.
Well, I see. I can imagine. Such a Navy SEAL ran out at them. Without a machine gun, without anything at all. That's good. Well, now your story, come on.
How start? With a combat mission or how?
You signed the contract.
Yes, I signed the
Your
contract.
motivation to sign the contract.
They told me everything, showed me, they said you would be a signalman. The conditions were good for that. During this time I had problems with work in general. The motivation was like that. They said you would be a signalman in the rear.
Your motivation was to earn money.
At least, yes. I won't hide it.
Not at least, but exactly. Let me tell you differently. If they didn't pay you money, would you have gone as a signalman?
No. So, I went, signed the contract. When I arrived at the training school, they trained me as an assault trooper. But the training was for a week and a half. That's all. They took me to Luhansk, where they already prepared us as assault troopers.
You already understood that you are not a signalman.
Well, yes. Then I understood that I am not a signalman. And during conscript service, I was a mechanic driver. They transferred me to a mechanic driver of BMP-2. I completed a month of training. That's all. We started driving, more or less. More or less. They assigned a combat mission in September. What did they say? They say they would escort, people will stand along the landings. They will show with the flashlights where to go. For 200, 300 meters. I was driving first. There were supposed to be 2 more tanks driving, and behind me 2 more BMPs. For some reason I was not driving on the road. It was morning, early morning, about 4:20 time. I was driving. I didn't see 2 tanks, nothing but flashlights were escorting me. So, to the end of the road, drones attacked me.
How many people were with you?
9 people with me and 1 gunner. So we arrived, almost reaching the end of the road. Something hit us hard. I lost control. At the end, we drove into the landing. We all jumped out, look up, circular defense. Lay down, it turns out. Started requesting what to do next. They told us, wait for evacuation. I understood that we are already in a cauldron. They were shooting at us from all sides. The sound could be heard. Without thinking for long, I decided to crawl out of the landing to look at my BMP. Started crawling out, crawled out too. I look at the BMP, it's normal. It's not on fire, nothing. Crawled back, started explaining what to do next. These guys did not agree to drive further or back. They said we will wait here. I took my gunner and started leaving. Started the BMP, started turning around and leaving from there. Was leaving. It turned out that I received another concussion. I was hit. Something flew from the right. Throughout this road, people were also escorting me with a flashlight. And so it turned out that I drove not home but to another assault. I drove somewhere to the rear. To the enemy, it turns out. About 10 kilometers, but I didn't know that. I was driving, everything looked the same to me. I drove around, drove into the landing. There were 2 tanks standing. And they are unmarked 72 tanks, like ours. Everything is similar. And ahead stood your drone. I didn't understand it either because my head was pounding and buzzing. I didn't understand a thing. I drove around it and the Mavic simply hit us, that's all. The car stopped. Control was lost, it no longer started. Me and the gunner got out, started running into the landing, and drone chased after him. Didn't catch up, he managed to enter the landing. I ran after him, that's all. We still didn't understand where we were. I smoked, lay down, smoked. My head was ringing. Turned on the navigator, started looking. In general, I didn't really use it, I just looked at where we were. I wanted to turn on geolocation. We saw that we were 10-15 kilometers from the right point. We got into the rear of Ukrainians. At first I thought there was a problem with the phone. It can't be. We were driving home.
Wrong way.
Yes, wrong way. I felt bad, vomiting. After the concussion, my head hurt. The gunner said that the landing we ran into is very small. Said he would go to the neighboring landing, distance about 80 meters. Wanted to scout. Maybe our guys are sitting, we'll get water to drink, something like that. So he went. After 10-15 minutes, I heard a machine gun shot. I started to understand more or less. I lay down the whole day in this landing. Started crawling away. During this day, kamikaze arrived, the mortar shells arrived. hit the BMP. It already burned, ammo was exploding, and so on. I started thinking about what to do next. If you go along the road, you need to walk 15 kilometers, and through open terrain there, in principle, the ragweed was not high, maybe a meter. Well, I decided to crawl. I started crawling on the second day. Crawled into the reeds. I lay down in the reeds. I had no weapon, nothing with me, because everything burned on the BMP. I started crawling. For 3-4 days I crawled through ragweed. Drones were constantly flying over me, but didn't notice me. It turns out the third or fourth day already, as I was crawling without water, without food, nothing with me. So I crawled about 15 meters, lay down again and sleep. So I crawled slowly. I woke up already at night. It was dark. I think I need to go further. Let's crawl further. There are still about 80 meters left to the landing. I crawled through a large area of open terrain. I had already crawled about 90% of the entire distance. I lie and hear a drone flying. Lay down, it turns out head down into the ground. I hear that it hovered after 30 seconds. And it hangs somewhere for 20 seconds. I think something is wrong. I raise my head, and a flash and simply illuminates me.
Yes, yes. Yes. Open, come in.
Well, so it turns out I was lying. This drone did not illuminate me. Well, and within 5 seconds something exploded in my leg. I abruptly jumped up and started running forward. While I was running, I felt something warm flowing down my leg. Well, I understood that it was a wound, small wick. I ran into the landing and just ran there. It was a very narrow landing. I just ran around one and one, I don't know, it seems it was a vampire dropping some shells. Everything was exploding near me. There were only 4 drops. He dropped and started fly away. I decided to run somewhere to the left or right. There was a continuation of the landing. I decided to run to the left. I started running to the left, but during the entire escape I didn't see what was around. I just ran to the left, stumbled, fell down, didn't understand what it was, and there it turns out there was a slightly dark path. I started crawling along this path, crawling into a trench. Well, it's still dark, nothing is visible. Started feeling what is in this trench. I felt a helmet. Then continued feeling, felt magazines, felt ammunition, and found an AK-12 machine gun with our winding. Well, that's all. I lay there. It turns out until morning a scout also arrived. A reconnaissance drone hovered on the side and started adjusting the mortar. At first I thought they were storming me. There were grenades and so on. I just sat and thought about what would happen next. Well, it turns out half a day passes. I found water, somewhere like that, in a 1.5 liter bottle. This is the first water I found. I drank this water, found a Ukrainian bag. In this Ukrainian bag there was a whole pack of chewing gum. There were still a lot of things, but at least it was inedible. I ate this chewing gum, drank this water, lay and thought about what to do next. During this time, this scout arrived again, hovered on the site, and then a kamikaze drone arrived, hovered in the middle with a shell. I look at it, and it is watching me and trying to find me, and a burst from a machine gun flies into it.
Into it?
Yes, and something breaks off from it, it flies away. I sit and think, did it seem to me it can't be? I sit and further. Some time passes again, another kamikaze arrives. And the same story. I thought somewhere nearby ours who would shoot at the kamikaze. I decided so that they wouldn't kill me by mistake to drop the machine gun and what I collected, and decided to go out. Started walking further to the left. It seemed to me they were shooting from there. I went to the left, stepped outside, and saw two of your guys lying there dead. I walked past them and saw something that had been dug up. I walked a little further and see a dugout. I started descending into the dugout, and there are your guys. They took me prisoner, arranged, and interrogation. I told them that I'm a mechanic driver, the BMP was blown up 4 days ago, and so on. We talked with them. They gave cigarettes there, gave something to drink, to eat, and they said that if I had gone not to the left, but to the right, I would have come to our own. I made a little mistake.
I think you were lucky that you made a mistake.
I don't know, it's just an assumption what could have been if I had gone to the right.
You would have come to your own, then they would send you to south again. And so you are sitting in captivity safely.
Anything can be.
Good. You always use the gradation ours, yours. It is clear that you went to fight against us, which means we're not yours for you. And ours are those for whom you went to fight. Clear. If tomorrow Russia invades, attacks Kazakhstan, who will be ours for you?
My homeland is Russia.
All understood. Don't have any questions. Surname, name, date of birth.
Republic of Kazakhstan, Baikonur Cosmodrome.
You're from Kazakhstan itself and lived in Kazakhstan.
Yes.
In the passport of Kazakhstan.
Yes.
How did you get to the war?
I came, signed, left.
Came, signed a contract in Russia.
Yes.
And what promoted you to do this?
Money.
Honestly, I understand. Who told you in general that it is so cool to go earn money?
It turns out we have a city of the Russian Federation in Kazakhstan, Baikonur Cosmodrome. And so sometimes it just comes across in the news, or someone tells what kind of money there is, or what is happening there.
That you can earn a lot?
Yes.
Understood. And do they tell the rest?
No, I only heard about money.
And that there is a war going on, that people are being killed, that there are a lot of
knew
losses?
About the war. I didn't know about the losses.
You didn't know. Good, but that some on one side go to kill others, did you understand that?
Yes.
What do you think? Is it normal to go to such a thing for money at all?
I don't even know what to say. Everyone has different situation. I listen of a few people. Some say one thing, others say another. Parents at the hospital on expensive surgery.
No. Do your parents have an expensive surgery?
No.
I am about your position. What do you think? Is it normal or not?
From my side, I think no.
Would you repeat your pass again?
No.
No. You saw not what you were going to see?
Not at all.
And did you see what you were going to see?
Well, I was setting myself up for a slightly different position. And so, in principle, everything is the same as I imagined.
Would you repeat your path again?
Well, at least not as a BMP-2 mechanic driver. Well, if as a signalman, that it would be possible. Well, I am a person, I am against murders, I was not going to kill a person and so on.
What is the difference? You help someone else to kill him.
Well, I don't kill. I don't see it.
Understood. This is some kind of moral barrier for you. If you personally don't kill, then okay.
Well, you know, there are no right sides here. Here it's either us or them. Somehow like that.
Who attacked whom?
Well, there are other assumptions here too.
Come on.
Donetsk and Luhansk were also shelled. They asked Russia for help for 8 years. Russia came to help to liberate Luhansk and Donetsk. Somehow like that.
And where were you? In which direction?
Me? Kharkiv.
Don't you find your story, even without my appeals, don't you find some strange things?
There are a few oddities that I also consider strange.
What?
The fact that we have already gone further.
And the fact that you were initially near Kiev, are you not aware? Near Chernihiv, near Sumy?
I know. Well, this is already how the war was announced, a special military operation.
Correct. So you also say that within this special military operation we went to defend Lugansk and Donetsk. And first of all, you went to Kiev.
Well, there was shelling right there.
What do you mean?
Well, and what was it done for?
In order to capture a foreign country.
Well, not completely. Only Donetsk and Lugansk.
Why did you go to Kiev then?
Well, because there were disagreements. Well, the SVO had already started there.
You also justify the SVO by the fact that you went to defend Lugansk and Donetsk, right?
Well, yes.
And went to Kiev. Well, let's say I believe in your crazy version that Russian television told you and even agree with it. Yes, you wanted to defend Lugansk and Donetsk. Defend. What does Kiev, Chernihiv, Sumy, Kharkiv have to do with it?
Well, this is already how, well, shelling. They are going further to capture. They also entered Kursk with us. Well, like that.
Yes. So to defend Lugansk and Donetsk or wanted to capture Kiev?
I don't know all the plans, but in general, Donetsk and Lugansk were initially in the plans to defend. And that's all, to liberate.
The plans were to defend Lugansk and Donetsk, but you went to Kiev.
I don't know.
You don't know, this is a fact.
I wouldn't argue with it.
Thank you, of course. And why argue with the fact that this table? What kind of table is this? What is it? Wooden? Or does it have metal legs? Let's argue. Or that they are black. Or that your jacket is blue. Do you acknowledge that Ukraine is a sovereign state independent of anyone? Yes or no? Say honestly.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Well, in that case, what can we talk about? And is Kazakhstan an independent state?
Yes.
And why Kazakhstan yes, but Ukraine is in doubt?
Well, Kazakhstan, I was near Kazakhstan, I know everything.
Just before you say such things, we shelled our own Lugansk and Donetsk there.
As it was said, so
You are
I
not
say.
saying that this is someone else's opinion. You're relying is it your own thought. When you talk about such things, you should understand them a little. And at least understand whether Ukraine is an independent country or some kind of dependent on someone. Because if Ukraine is independent and it is, then we ourselves must deal with our Lugansk, with our Donetsk, and with the rest of our cities. And when Russia, one country, goes to the capital of another country on tanks, then it's not just going for a ride, probably. It is going with the aim of capture. This is like the fact that the legs of this table are black and metal, you understand? With which it is generally very difficult to do something. And you were part of this army, which is, call it the occupation army. You are an occupier. That's the situation. Well, okay. I'll ask you. When did you sign the contract?
June 23, 24th year.
So, what happened next?
I waited until they sent me
They send. Where they send you?
to the Donetsk region for training.
Further.
They trained from one village to another for training, about a month of training, and then to a combat mission.
Where?
Toretsk.
Toretsk. With whom? How many people were in your group? How did you drive there?
50.
Whoa.
They divided us into groups.
What was the task?
Everyone has different tasks. Group of 6 and everyone has a different task. Some were to gain a foothold, some were to stand, some were to hold circular defense.
Well, and then?
I had a task, well, I had several tasks. To reach the point, gain a foothold there. We didn't reach it.
Tell me further, where did you fight?
Only near Toretsk. Near Toretsk and in Toretsk itself. I don't know what to say.
Tell me how you were captured.
How I was captured?
Yes.
It was fun. It was on a combat mission, it turns out. They gave me 2 grenade launchers. We ran 6 of us. They started shelling us with a mortar, kamikaze, mortar, kamikaze. We hide, run away. At the crossroads, we turned left and they told us below there are like pits or a ditch. They say to dig in there, also everything is visible from the sky there. There was also a road. Under this road there was a pipe. We climbed into the pipe. The radio didn't work in the pipe. And we sat there for about 5 hours. And all these 5 hours, presumably they were shelling our positions. And they sent to check if we were killed or not. To check. They searched, and from the other side of the pipe, the shelling begun. Automatic fire. They said, get out. I got out first. Started shooting back. While everyone was climbing up. We climbed up to private houses, it turns out. And they told me to find open houses. Well, to go in and hide. Well, I ran 5-10 meters away and immediately heard an explosion where my guys were. Explosion, and after it I heard kamikaze flying. I froze under a tree. I waited until the kamikaze either flew away or something else. It exploded near me. There was such a well for an underground pipe. I climbed into this well. And there I waited for something to happen. Waited. Waited there. 2 days. 3. And they throw a grenade at me. They say, get out. That's how I got captured.
You decided it was better to get out.
I had no weapon to fight back from such a number of people.
Do you think you would have fought back?
Not at all.
Do you think you made the right decision?
Probably yes, I would have died.
Definitely. Are you 20 years old?
19.
19.
Still 19. In March it will be 20.
Yeah, you could live for long. How do you evaluate your actions now? Like signing the contract?
This is stupidity. Stupidity, very stupid. I could have come up with something else.
What were you doing? Do you have dad, mom?
Yes.
Normal family?
Yes.
Did you work somewhere?
No.
Were you in conscript service or don't you have that?
There is a conscript service, but they send me Siemens. And I was already in Russia.
They sent you as humans to serve in the Kazakh army?
Yes.
And you were already in Russia?
Yes.
At that moment, did you decide that you very cleverly fooled everyone?
Yes.
Yeah. And how did you think that service in the Russian army would conditionally free you from service in the Kazakh army?
No, I didn't think.
Is there any punishment for this in Kazakhstan in general? Some for evading urgent service?
Yeah, there is.
Is there? What is there?
The first few times you get a warning, the second time a fine, and the third time you go to jail. I don't remember exactly how long the sentence is anymore.
And did you do a conscript service?
Yes, I did.
You should have listened to the older comrade. And you were
Yes.
not familiar with him. Let's sum up. Are you disappointed in your choice?
Yes.
You are not. You?
Well, yes.
Well, yes. You're
Yes.
generally such a cheerful and positive guy. You're 19 years old. You could have been dead.
Yes.
Could you?
Yes.
I hope we more or less revealed the situation, the story. Also, I still have a million questions. But we can return to this if I understand what to do with this content and what they are going to do with you in general. With you, it's clear. You will be exchanged like everyone else, but with you two.
We need to wait for now. See what our state decides.
Your state had no problems without you. You gave it a little trouble, that's all.